This bait right here might be one of the dumbest things ever to happen to the sport of bass fishing. I cannot believe that bass actually eat this thing, but they definitely do. The only problem with this thing is it costs like $20 for a pack of like the actual dice lure. We went ahead, we made our own. It's really simple to do. I'm gonna show you guys really quick on the screen there. All you do is take one little needle, you thread jig skirts through whatever plastic of your choice. You could use old discarded plastics, really save some money if it's stuff that you're not gonna use anymore, or even just a brand new piece of plastic. It's still gonna be way cheaper than buying the actual $20 dice lure. So, question is, can these little homemade dice still catch bass? We're gonna put them to the test today, try to catch a few fish. If you guys enjoyed today's episode, please hit that subscribe button. A lot more fishing content coming your way, but let's go try to use this little dice lure and catch us a couple bass. The water at the pond is a little bit dirty today. We've got an extremely simple setup here though. We've got our little homemade dice lure. We got it on a little 1-aught finesse hook, 15-pound braid, 10-pound fluorocarbon leader, and our spinning rod. I'm just gonna kind of walk around, see if I see anything here. Maybe make a couple little casts. But the cool thing about this dice bait is you kind of have that fall rate of a Senko. Extremely slow, very, very tantalizing. You can sit it right in front of those fish. But you kind of have that profile of a jig too, which gets some bigger bites. Might have just got a little tap right there, but I'm gonna go over to the deeper section of the pond here. Should be a couple fish set up near this drain, I think. Right in front of that drain. There's gotta be one there. Oh, one just shot off right there. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. It's a decent one too. On the dice, that was like our second or third cast. I was watching that one swim off the bank and this one just freaking clapped it. I watched our line jump. Well, boys and girls, first one of the day. She did get a little bit dirty there. I think we might have lost our dice on the first freaking fish, which I have experimented with these. This isn't the first time that I've used them, and they've been pretty durable. I've caught like 8 to 10 bass on each one, and that was the very first one. I think she just tossed it somewhere in the pond, but decent little bass. We're gonna get her back in, and I do have some other dice made up, so we're gonna catch some more fish for sure. Awesome start to the day. There she goes, back into the pond. Oh, she's getting caught up in the mud a little bit. There she goes. Go get bigger. Yeah, I'm looking all around right here. I don't see our dice anywhere. I think that she tossed it somewhere out there in the pond, but like I said, we've got some more made up. We are back in action. First fish right in front of that drain. Like I said, there was another one that was sitting right up on the bank here, right before that fish freaking cracked it. There we go, another one. What do we got here? This might not be a bass. I think we got a gill. We got a multi-species bait, boys and girls. It's a big old gill too. She is not bad. Yeah, when I was actually fishing this thing out on the lake, I wanted to test it before I really, made a video with it or anything. I just wanted to make sure that this thing was actually gonna catch some fish, but I caught all sorts of bluegills, rock bass, and some pretty decent largemouth on it too. So she really is a multi-species bait. It just, I don't know what it is about this thing. It looks crazy. I just really like that it looks like a jig, but you can fish it so slow and so shallow where if you got weeds and stuff, you could really keep it over the top of it, where a jig, you're gonna get it all gunked up in a pond like this. Wow, we just had another one. There might be a bunch of gills spawning in this corner or something. It might just be bluegills. Oh no, it's a bass. It's a bass. Here we go, here we go. So look at that, 2 fish on this dice. So far so good. Another decent little fish. Not a giant by any means, but hey, that is fun on a spinning rod. You do not need to spend 20 bucks. You could freaking make your own dice right at home and catch plenty of fish on them. We've taken like 5 casts and we got 3 fish on the bank. Back in the pond. Let's get a bigger one. There he is. Dude, that thing freaking swamped it. We just saw the wake on that one come out. Man. Oh, she's got it gone too. It's down her throat. Look at how bad she wanted that dice right there. Do you guys see that? Another bass falls victim to the homemade dice right there. Have you guys tried to make your own dice yet too? I'm kind of curious. Like I said, I've just started experimenting with it. I haven't thrown it a lot, but I've been thoroughly impressed by this thing. It's just something new that these fish have not seen before. It really reminds me of when the Ned rig kind of came out into the scene. Those fish had never seen anything like it. I thought it was one of the dumbest looking baits of all time, and I've ended up catching some of the biggest smallmouth bass of my entire life on that bait. So I think that this is kind of like the early stages, really similar to the Ned rig. That fish did completely torch our line though. We got to go back and get some scissors, retie this thing really quick. I'm gonna grab another dice or 2 as well. Other side of the pond usually has some bigger ones, so I think we're gonna go retie this, go to the other side of the pond, try to find something, 2+ pounds on this dice. Fresh little Palomar knot right there. We're not gonna be snapping any fish off. All set. There he is. Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. She freaking cracked it when it was dropping. I thought she was bigger. Man, they're all completely freaking choking this thing though. I could feel my line just getting tore up. Every single one has got that dice down its throat. Look at that fish, another one down the hatch. If that doesn't show you how much the bass like these things, I don't know what will. Another little decent pounder going back in. I thought she was a little bit bigger. She looked nice when she came up and waked on this thing. Every single bass on a spinning rod always feels pretty decent. I do think we're gonna get a solid one though here at some point, somehow, somewhere on this dice. Dude, another one. Another one. I think it's a gill. She's fighting weird. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is why we opted for the 10-pound test. She got us all wrapped up. I don't want to lose you. Here we go. Oh, we lost the fish, and we still have our dice though. Okay. I think that was a gill though. I just flipped it right back out there, watched my line jump instantly. We got to be careful, these little pad stem clusters. They are probably a little bit stronger than my 10-pound fluorocarbon. There he is. There he is. That's a better one. That one actually is a little bit better. She's not like a giant or anything, but a little bit better fish. She came out of that little lily pad there, cracked it. Come here. Come here now. Come here now. I feel my line. Once again, she must have it down there pretty deep. Oh no, not too bad. Right in the corner. Yeah, definitely the biggest one so far. Good solid, like, 14, 15-inch fish, probably about 1.5 pounds. Cracked that little homemade dice. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Another bass falls victim to the homemade dice. It is really one of my favorite things to be able to, make my own little lures and catch fish on them and save myself a bunch of money. There she goes. Solid one. Other than that first fish throwing our dice right away too, this thing, like I said, it's holding up pretty well. I think we've caught like 5 fish on this one right here, and she is still going strong. The cool thing about this dice is since it is just kind of, random little cube, same with like the $20 one, if you do want to spend a bunch of money on those, you could pretty much rig it wherever you want. I mean, overall, it really doesn't matter. So you could re-rig this thing like a dozen times and, get a lot of life out of those baits. Pop the hook back through there again and get back to fishing. Got some weed in there. Yeah, we're gonna kind of focus on that outer edge maybe a little bit more. I think that there might be some just kind of cruising around. They might have already done their thing. I guess I probably should explain how I'm fishing this thing too. It's pretty self-explanatory. You guys probably have kind of picked up on it from the video already, but all we're doing, we're casting it out there. Like I said, we've kind of been varying from shallow to deep water, but cast it out, let it sit for a little bit, really watch your line, just like a wacky worm. A lot of times these fish, they're picking it up on that drop, but watch your line and then you're just giving it little twitches, kind of pop it up, anywhere between like 3 to 6 inches. You're gonna be raising that dice. It's gonna slowly fall back down. Pop it up 3 to 6 inches, it's gonna fall back down, and those fish are gonna eat it on the fall 9 times out of 10. Really, really easy to do. Like I said, if you guys have not tried one of these before, you can make these. All you need is a needle and a little piece of soft plastic, some old jig skirt. You just thread them on through there. Took me like 2-3 minutes, maybe tops, to make each one of these dice. Really, really easy, and it's catching so many fish because once again, these fish in this pond, I know for a fact, these fish in this pond have never seen this dice lure. But that's going to go for a lot of the lakes around your areas too. I mean, obviously, some of those big, highly pressured tournament lakes, they're starting to see a lot of them. But a lot of the little lakes by me, I still think a lot of these fish have never seen a dice lure in their entire life. When I took it out there, I was just catching them almost every cast on this thing too. There's got to be some more out in front of this drain. It drops down from like 1 foot down into like 6 foot right away. We didn't really fish that outer edge very much at all. Oh, there was one way up in there though too. Of course there was. There he is. There he is. Yeah, we just kind of slowed it down a little bit out in front of that drain. That one picked it up real lazy. Like, I didn't see my line move, and I didn't feel her freaking smoke it. She just kind of got heavy on there. Oh, and I think it's maybe the best one of the day, too. Another solid, like, 1.5 pounder at the pond. They are absolutely loving it. Cannot get enough of that dice lure. Why are they getting stubborn all of a sudden? There he is. There he is. She freaking crushed it. Boys and girls, come on up in here. Let's go. Well, if you guys want to try to make your own, like I said, it is very easy, very simple. I tried to throw a couple little shots of me making these in there to kind of give you an idea, but there's all sorts of videos on YouTube actually making these dice, but they work. I'm definitely going to probably be incorporating them into my arsenal when I'm fishing up shallow. This is something that I'm definitely going to probably take in place of a wacky worm every once in a while, especially because, like I said, a lot of these bass have not seen it yet. So whenever you have a brand new lure hit the market, it's the first time these bass have seen it, they're going to want to go check it out for sure. Let's get her back in the water. Do not sleep on these little homemade dice lures. We caught a ton of fish on them today, and like I said, I've used them at the lakes quite a bit as well, and I've caught all sorts of stuff on them. So give them a go. You want to be one of those early adopters. Start using those baits before they become super duper popularized. If you guys enjoyed today's video, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button. It means a lot to me, and I will catch you guys in the next video.